Hello, first graders. Again, today is week 7, day 4, but if you're following along with this 3 weeks of instruction, it is week 1, day 4, okay? So today, for our literacy, we will be doing a writing prompt, sight word practice, and reading comprehension, okay? So let's get started on today's literacy. Our first page right here is our writing prompt, okay? So our prompt is going to be in spring. You have to think about spring now, okay? So you'll trace in spring, and then we'll come up with a sentence. Now, I do not want you to copy my sentence, okay? I want you to come up with your own. Now, down below, we have a word bank. So it gives us some things and ideas about spring. Okay, you certainly don't have to use this. If you can think of anything on your own, that is great. I encourage you to do that. But if you need the help, you can use one of these words, and we are going to write a sentence. Now, I want you to write at least one sentence, but if you can, go ahead and write more than one. Try to fill in all the space, okay? So you use in spring as your writing prompt. So for example, mine is in spring, April showers bring May flowers. Okay, and then I would go ahead, I would draw a picture of that, but just for the sake of time, I'm not going to. And then on the right, it gives us a checklist. It says I can use a capital letter. So it's already going to be there, but we do need to remember we use capitals at the beginning of every sentence. Now it says I can use finger spaces, okay? So you put finger spaces between your words, make sure they're not just running together. Says I can sound out words like k, at, cat, okay? So instead of asking mom and dad, how do I spell this word? Use your sound spelling skills. At this point of the year, you guys have been introduced to so many different sounds that I know you can do your very best and you can come very close to spelling words correctly. If not, you will spell it correctly, okay? So the last couple things, it says use punctuation. So if you'd like, you could use an exclamation point, a period. If you're asking a question, you could. Maybe you said, in spring, when does the flowers, or when do the flowers come out? You could have asked a question, but I think most of us will probably use a period or an exclamation point. So these are just a checklist of things you want to make sure you get done as we are going through our sentences. And then at the end it just says draw a picture. So you can go ahead, draw a picture once you're done, and I would love to see what you have to say. All right, our next page is sight words, okay? So we have could. We've done this before. You are just going to find could. So read these words. I want you to circle could where you find it. So for example, I find it here, so I would circle there. But I would continue to circle all the coulds that I see. Then you need to trace it. So you can trace, and then on this side, you color it. So it says 1 green, 2 black, 3 blue, 4 red, 5 pink. Color coordinate it. So if it's 1, I know I need to color it green. C is green. O is black. 3 is blue. Okay? So go ahead and color according to that. Next it says highlight it. So you can go highlight it. I see could is here, so I will highlight it there. I color it in. Next, put it in a sentence. I think it could fly. We could take a walk. Now down here, box it up. Notice you have your small letters and your tall letters, okay? So we're not going to put our LD here. That wouldn't even spell it right. So notice, this is our dotted line. Our small letters go up to the dotted line, and our tall letters go past. So trace it and then write it on your own in the box, and then it says build it. Okay, so after you cut out the words or the letters, you can build the word and spell it correctly in these boxes. So you just cut and paste. Easy enough. So our next page is reading comprehension check number 1. So it says directions, read the short passage, answer the questions. Now, this isn't too much different than what we've been doing before, but notice we're not highlighting anything, we're not annotating the text, so we won't be highlighting our answer. But I think just because it doesn't tell you to do that, I think it would be a great idea for you guys to do that, just so that you have an idea of what you want to write down. So you would say, I will read the passage to you first, and then I'm going to want you to try to read it on your own 3 times, okay? So, did you know that over 100 countries celebrate Earth Day? Every year we celebrate Earth Day on April 22nd. This special holiday reminds us to think about our planet and what we can do to protect it. There are many ways to help keep our environment safe. We can reduce waste, recycle materials, and reuse items around our house. These small steps will help keep our planet healthy. Okay? So I will have you pause the video, read it 3 times, then come on back and answer the question. So go ahead, pause it. Alright, thank you so much for doing that, boys and girls. Remember, these comprehension sheets are kind of taking place of our fluency passages, okay? And fun fact, April 22nd is Miss Kalsdorf's absolute favorite holiday, Earth Day. So that is Mrs. Kalsdorf's favorite holiday. She was hoping that Gabe would be born on Earth Day, but that didn't happen. So it says, question number 1, how many countries celebrate Earth Day? Now, like I said, it doesn't ask you to highlight it, but that might be a good idea. It might help you answer the question. Number 2 says, what day do we celebrate Earth Day? Now, go ahead, highlight it. Number 3, what does Earth Day remind us to do? Try to find it in your passage, highlight it. Number 4, what are the 3 R's that help protect our Earth? Ooh, this might be a tough one. So there are 3 words that start with an R and they help us protect our Earth. Let's see if you can find them in our passage. I would like to see that. Oh, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. Give an example of something you can reuse. Okay, so now you can give an example of something that you can reuse. Boys and girls, for this question, you know what? If you would like, you can answer it just in general. If you don't see anything in the passage, feel free to just think of something that you or your mom and dad might recycle at home or reuse at home, and that answer will be okay. So you can bring some outside knowledge into question number 5, okay? But remember, like I said, if it's not telling us to highlight, but I think that's going to help us find these answers and put them down here at the bottom, okay? So that does it for today's literacy, and I will see you next time. Bye.